your content isn't converting, it's not because you're not consistent, it's because you're holding back. Welcome to the Expert Authority Show. I'm your host, Melissa Groom. I'm so excited to be here with you today. This space is for coaches, speakers, and leaders who are ready to stop being the best kept secret and become the go to voice in their industry. Because here's the truth: visibility doesn't create demand, authority does. And whether you're just starting out or you've been posting consistently online for a while and you're not getting results, then this is a space for you. So, on this show, we're going to be having real conversations about what it takes to be seen, heard, and chosen without chasing trends, hype, or trying to be someone you're not. Now, I did something a little bit different uh, this week, and I asked on my personal profile on Facebook to give me your questions around visibility, authority, confidence. And I had some of you reach out and ask some questions. So if you've got a question for me around those topics, I want you to just put it in the comments below and I can answer it in an upcoming episode. So these segments are called Invisible to In Demand, to teach you how to, as I said, be seen, heard, and chosen. You need to become known, not just visible. Now, I had this question come in from Chris Varley. Chris is a keynote speaker and the author of Put Your Phone Down. It's a fantastic book. I highly recommend you go over to Amazon and purchase it. Now, Chris's question is this: Melissa, is vulnerability in New Zealand and Australian culture a quiet strength that we value, or is it something we still hesitate to show beneath the surface of resilience? I absolutely love this question, Chris. Now, it's layered, and I think culturally in Australia and New Zealand, we have been conditioned and raised to value resilience. Be the strong one, just get on with it. She'll be right, mate. Uh, we've been conditioned to not make a big deal out of things. Would you agree? Put yes in the comments if you agree and you resonate with that. But vulnerability often comes with a quiet strength, something that we carry but we don't always express. And that creates tension, especially in today's world where we're told to be more vulnerable online. The young people, they're really good at it. They're really good at just being open and sharing their lived experience. But there's a big difference between coming online and sharing something, a story or an experience that we went through, and we just share all the trauma. When we're not taught how to structure that story, it can do more damage than what it's actually meant to do. If you want to be a leader, you need to learn and be coached and get feedback on how to structure your story, what to say, what not to say. And I'll give you an example. There's a difference between just getting online and sharing, this is what happened to me and it was terrible and I really suffered and it was so traumatic, and sharing all the fine details, to this is an experience that I had. This is how it made me feel. And this is what I learned from it. So today I want to show you how to. There is a format, a formula, and a structure on how to be vulnerable. It's something that we teach in Speakers Institute. I'm a senior coach and a facilitator there, and I also teach this in my programs, how to help you to become known and position yourself for the one thing. So we don't need you to be more vulnerable. What we need you to do is to be real, okay? And just be able to know what you stand for, know what your truth is, okay? Now, this is backed by research. It's not just my opinion. So research from Harvard Business Review shows that leaders who express appropriate vulnerability are seen as more trustworthy and more relatable. And the work of Brene Brown at the University of Houston found that vulnerability is a key driver of connection, courage, and influence. But here's the nuance that most people miss. Vulnerability on its own does not build authority. Vulnerability without leadership feels like emotional dumping. That's what I said about trauma dumping and sharing all that trauma. Vulnerability with leadership builds trust and authority. So in cultures like ours, it's not that vulnerability isn't valued, it's that it's often unspoken. And what positions you as a leader is your ability to express it with intention. So again, ask yourself, instead of saying, should I be vulnerable, what truth have I lived that my audience needs to hear? What truth have I lived that my audience needs to hear? That's where your power is. You don't need to share everything. You just need to share what is relevant. So as I said, here's what I struggled with, or here's what I see my clients struggling with, and here's the shift that changed everything. So that's not oversharing, that's leadership. Because people don't follow you because you're perfect and polished. They follow you because you're able to articulate what they are going through and lead them through it. Now, I have something I want to share with you that might help you. And it is something that really anchors me before I share any content online. It's called my authority mantra. And if you want a copy of this, you can just comment below authority mantra and I'll send you a copy. I am not here to be overlooked. I am here to be recognized, respected, and well paid for the value that I bring. My voice is not optional, it is needed. And the people I am here to serve are already looking for someone like me. I no longer question my truth. I no longer question my worth, I communicate it clearly, confidently, and consistently. I am not chasing visibility. I am building authority. And authority attracts the right opportunities, the clients, and the rooms. It is safe for me to be seen. It is powerful for me to be heard. It is inevitable that I become the go-to voice in my industry. I am stepping into that identity now. I will send you a copy. Just comment below authority mantra. And I encourage you to record it in your own voice and listen to this daily and read it out aloud before you create any piece of content, okay? Because you need to get into state before you speak. Now, if this resonated with you, other than my authority mantra, if you're ready to go from invisible to in demand, at the end of my authority mantra document, there is an invitation to join me in my 5-day expert authority challenge, where I share with you how to turn your voice into a platform that builds trust, authority, and clients. And this is what this show is all about. Helping you to own your voice, to step into your voice, own your message, and become known for what you stand for. Because your voice matters and the world needs you. I'll see you on the next episode of the Expert Authority Show, Invisible to In Demand segment. Have an amazing day.